Just so honored to be here, and it's just such a privilege to get to share with you. Thank you, Mayor Dane White. Just so honored. But yeah, my name is Laura, and I get to be the executive director of that organization, We See You. And 9 months ago, we were invited to come to Escondido and set up a new location. Since 2017, we've been hosting these weekly dinner parties, and we were so excited to expand our reach and come up to Escondido. And it was actually Grace Church Escondido on North Escondido Boulevard, 725 North Escondido Boulevard, that gave us the invitation and opened its doors to us at no cost to our organization. And so for 9 months, we were there. We were partners with them. We hosted these lavish dinner parties out in their parking lot. We did the clothing service. We would do restaurant-style service for our guests, and it was fantastic. But a couple of weeks ago, we became homeless ourselves because Grace Escondido lost their location just due to a leasing issue. And they're now in another location, but it wouldn't accommodate necessarily what We See You does. And so we are looking for a new home, and we're so glad to be here to share about that need. You can go to the next one. So the parties that we throw on Thursday nights, we do in San Diego, our location is in Old Town, and we do that on Tuesday nights. But in Escondido, we host on Thursday nights. And basically the way it works is just welcoming people in and cultivating relationships around the table so that we can meet the immediate needs of hunger, hygiene, and clothing. And we do that to show people that we believe they're of value. We believe they're worthy, not just as individuals, but also worthy of a better life. And if we could be the ones that offer them a solution, that's really our mission. Our mission is to see lives transformed among men and women experiencing homelessness and addiction. So what we do is we extend an invitation every week. So when people are there and we're getting to know them around the table, we also extend the invitation. If somebody is struggling with fentanyl, methamphetamine, alcohol addiction, our organization will provide a fully funded, customized pathway for that individual from the place that they're at on the streets, fully dependent on substances, off the street, by way of beginning with detox if they need it, a short-term medical detox, and then we transition them right into, so there's no gaps, long-term residential recovery. So homelessness ends immediately when they accept the invitation. And so then residential recovery, whether it's 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and we do that based on what they need. Some people who've been homeless for a short amount of time might need a working program. So we would cover the cost of their rent to get them into a working program. Some people need more downtime and some more recovery, and so we cover the cost of that residential recovery. Meanwhile, we're walking alongside them the entire time, continuing to build those relationships, taking them to appointments, doctor's appointments, court appointments, whatever it is, and being part of family restoration. We're there as support because most of our friends they don't have high relational equity, and we are the bridge that they can't burn. So we walk alongside them the entire time, celebrate ceremonies where they're receiving chips for their sobriety. We're at graduations. And then we offer 2 months of sober living sponsored by our organization as well, so that when people are ready to work, they have a head start instead of being behind on rent. So we help with that. And then our most exciting part is offering people the opportunity to be part of our team, to be part of the solution in San Diego, in Escondido, wherever we're doing outreach, so that they could be living a life of purpose ultimately and being part of the solution. And there is no one that has more authority in that space than someone who was there and now has a solution, especially when people recognize people on our team who used to be on the streets. So ultimately, that is what we do. And it has been the 9 months we were in Escondido, it just felt like we were just so called to be there. We had made such wonderful relationships with people, and we saw lots of fruit, and I just wanted to share that with you. Real quick, the impact that we had as far as guests being served, and this is just for 9 months of Thursday nights in Grace's parking lot. 1,805 guests served dinner. Volunteers, which I love that it's almost as many volunteers. What was so beautiful about these Thursday night parties is it was men and women from the community. We worked with Love Esco to get volunteers in, but we also worked with local churches to get them involved. And we had local churches sponsoring the dinners. So we had people from all different congregations, all different walks of life in the community coming together, and it was beautiful. Hygiene items distributed, 420 pounds, of course, at no cost to anyone, our guests, just whatever they needed. Clothing distributed, 3,762 pounds. Blankets given, 1,669 pounds. And then my favorite number is the amount of recovery pathways created, and people who said yes to the invitation was 43 men and women. And it's just been an honor then to walk alongside those people who said yes. And I just think about Grace Church and the fact that if they hadn't said yes, that's 43 people that their lives would not have been impacted. So, and then all of those seeds that were being able to be planted every Thursday night where we did that dinner. So we see you as looking for a space in an area of need in Escondido. We are really open-minded to what that looks like, and just it's so great to be able to present that to all of you. Our dinner parties take place outdoors in a parking lot. We need parking space for volunteers and parking space to set up our dinner party. We need minimal space indoors. It would just be like 2 rooms for our party supplies, 1 for our clothing closet and 1 for the supplies we need, like storage for tables and chairs. And Grace Escondido and all of our church partners usually offer us space at no cost to our organization. We only need it once a week, and it is really for, setup to tear down is about 4 hours total. So what we do to support that throughout the week is outreach in Escondido, inviting people to a rad dinner party in their honor. So that's what we do, and that's what we're looking for. And then last of all, I just wanted to close and invite a friend up. I thought it would be really important for all of you to hear what it's like for somebody who has said yes to the invitation. And so my dear friend and now coworker, Keith Cofield, is going to come up and share.